Irvingman, Irvingman, watches shows sitting on his can. Tells a story, tells a joke, monetizes cause he's broke. Look out, here comes the Irvingman.
As a tower clock somewhere in the city strikes the hour, a shadowy figure is climbing up a wall. And it's not the one we expect.
Three o'clock and all's definitely not well.
Amazing how much that guy moves like Spiderman. But Spiderman investigates, and the lady of the house says it was the human fly out to steal her jewelry.
And when I screamed, he ran. You must have just missed him.
Call the police. I'll go after him.
She's a little old lady who doesn't do much but watch old movies. She expects the hero to go like this, and Spidey's not about to disappoint her. He's considerate that way.
Spider-Man, just as I hoped.
He's treating this like a game. He tightrope walks out onto that line. He seems to think that'll do him some good. I'm not sure why.
Right behind you, said the spider to the fly.
Catch me if you can. Time to cut out.
They all know he has his web shooters, so he has a dozen ways to break a fall like that. They all keep trying to kill him with gravity in the heart of the city where all he has to do is shoot a web randomly and he's likely to hit a tall building and save himself. Don't these villains watch the news?
No sooner did Spider-Man leave than the human fly came back. He pointed a gun at me and took everything. Look, all of my jewels are gone.
But he couldn't have.
You give me couldn't be, he give me is.
However he did it, it was kind of him to relieve her of the burden of worrying about all that jewelry. She should be able to sleep easier now. Naturally, Jonah's convinced that Spider-Man did the whole thing. But they can't focus on that right now. Peter has to get over to the airport. The Maharaja of Ginjamir is arriving, and JJJ wants pictures.
Now, just one more, Your Excellency. Maharaja's jewels may be just the honey I need to trap a fly.
No, I don't know why he wears his Spider-Man costume in the darkroom. He's off to the Maharaja's hotel, but he's a tad late to the party.
Whistling webs, but he's fast. Maybe that fly really can fly.
Up here. You're it, Spider-Man. Catch me if you can.
See, join the game late, you're automatically it. That's how these games work. He leads Spider-Man on a chase to the top of what I think is the Brooklyn Bridge.
What a way to go.
Oh, come on. That was a perfect dive. There's no reason why it should even hurt him. People have taken worse trips off the Golden Gate Bridge and survived, and they weren't even trying to. He's fine, and you've been duped again.
But at least the Maharaja's jewels are safe for another night.
Yes, a man lost his life, but at least some guy gets to hold on to his shiny rocks. I want you to go home and think about what you just said.
Here are the pics of the Maharaja.
But this was taken at the airport.
But that's what you asked for.
That's yesterday's news, Parker. I want pictures of the Maharaja after the robbery.
Yep, while Spider-Man was chasing the human fly up the bridge a little after 5 a.m., at 5:30 a.m., he stole the Maharaja's jewels.
If I had jewelry that valuable, I wouldn't leave it lying around the hotel room.
If I had that much jewelry, I wouldn't. I don't see the point. Look at me. I can afford to drop $1 million on this bauble around my neck. That makes me important. Frankly, if I suddenly came into a bunch of jewels like that, pretty soon a lot of homeless people I know would have places to live. And I might conceivably have a new guitar or two.
Like that silly Mr. Flintridge who just moved into the Biltwell Hotel. He's worth millions and doesn't believe in banks.
Spidey figures that'll be the fly's next target. He's discussing it with Mr. Flintridge now.
How do I know I can trust you, Spider-Man?
Because I've got something to protect, too. My reputation.
2 in 1 episode. I think he's been taking drama lessons on the side. As the clock strikes 4 a.m., the human fly appears in Mr. Flintridge's room.
Consider yourself grounded for good.
We already figured out that was the only way they could have pulled all this off, but it can't occur to Spider-Man until the plot says it can.
Boy, I'm sure glad old Flintridge doesn't keep his money in the bank.
Let's see who the next unlucky millionaire will be.
The Hubert Updike Worthingtons have returned from Europe with a priceless jewel dagger and scabbard.
And they're twins. They can't be two buddies with similar skills. It's a requirement that any duo like this has to be twin brothers. It's written into the Comics Code Authority bylaws. Peter knows that dagger will be the Fly's next target. And this time he knows what he's up against. Or, more precisely, how many whats he's up against.
There's one, and there's the other.
He watches as one of them slips in and steals the dagger, then fires that cable over to the other one. Once they're away, he starts following his tracker.
What do you think we can get for these?
Enough to live on Easy Street for 100 years.
My question is, where are you going to get anything for it? You can't exactly fence it at Joe's pawn shop without drawing just a little bit of attention.
Hey, this scarab, that's no jewel. Looks like Spider-Man bugged the scabbard.
That means he's tracking us down right now.
We'll be a welcoming committee of 2.
But he knows that. They don't know he knows that, and no, I'm not going to start that again.
The time has come, the spider said. It's coming on strong, and my spider sense tells me.
Ever wonder who digs one of those in the middle of a big sand patch and why? I have. Every so often, we have to remind ourselves that this is a cartoon and we can do whatever we want. We don't need no stinking laws of physics. I guess they thought the cartoon antics would keep him busy a little longer. Or they're just not too bright. Or both. By the time the police got there, they found 2 puddles of red goo inside 2 blue jumpsuits. Spider-Man did 25 years for manslaughter. J. Jonah Jameson visited him every day just to rub his nose in it. Spidey figures that'll be the He's discussing... come on, voice. But it can't occur to Spider-Man until it... good grief. Oh, what's going on all of a sudden here? Peter knows that dagger will be the Fly's next target. Dagger, I can say... maybe I can't.